Irving's probably going to have to put this ball a little bit higher up into the middle of the park. Irving in the box, and they score! They've been so good offensively. He finds the perfect mark. Irving and a tailor-made ball inside the 6. And McCullough just pitching a tent. Receives this ball nicely. All he had to do is redirect it to the 30.
Good decision. Referee keeping the card in his pocket as Cibao on the front foot again here. Oh, and they open the scoring through Jose De La Cruz.
A really tough start for Cavalier FC in the Concacaf Caribbean Cup, losing 2-0 to Cibao in their opening game away from home. And Mount Pleasant showed quite a lot of resilience to win with 10 players versus FSV Robin Hood in the opening game as well. So welcome back, people, to MG Sports TV. Thank you very much again for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys are feeling quite good and everything is okay. All right, so hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're here for the first time. Would thoroughly appreciate it. So we're going to cover the two teams. Well, first we're going to touch on Mount Pleasant FC. That's the game that I was at, so I have a lot more information on that. Whilst I was at the game, I also had my phone. We had a few persons around as well who were watching the Cavalier game on their phones because both games played at the same time. And you know, we don't want to miss any of it. All right, so we're going to touch on the Mount Pleasant game. Mount Pleasant go up against SV Robin Hood, who I think would probably be the toughest team in the group for them, from my perspective. Many might say they might have probably think it's Mocha, but I think Robin Hood it would be the toughest team for them. Now, when you see the starting lineup, let me just jump straight to the Mount Pleasant starting lineup. In goal, we have Tafari Chambers, Damara Phillips in the right back position. Quite new. I would understand the reason for that. I'll explain that a little bit further. Kyle Ming and Jamai Tope as the centre back, pairing Gadal Irvin in the left back position. Sole McCullough and Joshan Anglin was a double pivot. Sole McCullough sitting a little bit deeper than Joshan Anglin, giving Joshan Anglin the freedom to push higher up the pitch. Johnson Judy was just in front of them, playing in the number 10 role, and Ronaldo Biggs on the right hand side, and Devontae Campbell left hand side, and Warner Brown leading the line. Now, from the start of the game, it's quite evident that Mount Pleasant was the better team. They look comfortable in position. They move the ball very well in comparison to what Robin Hood tried to do. I thought that where ball handling is concerned, where the technical ability is concerned, it was all in favor of Mount Pleasant, even though I do believe that the number 10, the number 7 from the Robin Hood team, they were very dangerous throughout the game, who technically caused problems for the Mount Pleasant team. Nevertheless, the game kicked off, and I would say that Mount Pleasant moved the ball around well. This is where I understand the reason why Damara Phillips started off at the right back position. He was playing more of an inverted right back role, where basically go inside the midfield and stand up right beside Sole McCullough in to form that double pivot. Then you would have Judy Johnson right beside Joshan Anglin. So technically, once the ball game kick off, it moved from a 4-2-3-1 to technically in some sense of a 4-2-2. If you'd understand what I say, with Biggs and Devontae Campbell playing a little bit closer, leaving Runner Brown closer inside and leaving Runner Brown up top. Quite unique, but I think it was very effective in retaining possession of the ball and pushing forward. Now, that's a good way to get all the best players on the pitch if you want to be effective. And it was working up until the 10th minute in the game, where Warner Brown received a red card from an overhead kick that went flash. Or should I say... went firmly in the face of the defender from Robin Hood. Got a red card, and you would thought that this year would be the decline for Mount Pleasant, but fortunately, because of the technical ability that Mount Pleasant possesses, they were still able to control and dominate the game in most phases. They hold on until the 35th minute where they got their opening goal, cross from Gadal Irvin from a corner, and Sole McCullough, Captain Fantastic, who's more dangerous inside the box than him. He rise above everyone else, and not the ball in the back of the net, and that's it. Mount Pleasant takes the lead 1-0, and it was just for them to see through the game up until half time. Now, playing with 10 men, they still look dominant, they still look at the position. Half-time changes, 2 changes were Kimoli Bailey coming on for Judy Johnson, and Ryan Edwards coming on for Ronaldo Big. So this is where they kind of change up the system now. They went to a flat back 4 now, so there's no need also for the Mario Phillips to come inside the middle of the pitch. They want to keep it as simple as possible. Kimoni Bailey now playing on the right hand side and having Ryan Edwards as the lone striker. So they kind of form in some sense of a 4-4-1 formation, and that gives them a lot more balance in how they want to retain possession and also keep the shape of the team. Very, very smart move, I would say, from that. But they still had more possession than Robin Hood. They still control the ball. They still created a lot of dangerous chances. I do believe though in the second half, this latter portion of the game, Robin Hood gained some momentum, pushing Mount Pleasant back, creating a few chances, but they just didn't have the quality to find the back of the net. And more so, Mount Pleasant did get also a few chances as well, but were unable to put it away. Not clear-cut chances, half chances, or players forcing chances. But at the end of the day, I do believe that overall, Mount Pleasant was just the better team. Even with 10 men, they seem to be the better team. They managed the game very well. They identified the moments of the game. And it was very smart coaching from Tapa and his team. And well played by the Mount Pleasant team. And I thought that was a resilient victory. Even though I do believe that the Robin Hood team didn't have much to offer other than the 2 players, the number 10 and the number 7. They did get snippets of goal, but nothing that serious to cause Mount Pleasant any problem. So Mount Pleasant completed and started off their group campaign in fine style. Top of the group, 1 goal scored, 1 game played, 1-0 win, and 3 points on the table to start off their campaign. Next match we're going to touch on is, and so well done Mount Pleasant, big up to the guys, brilliant, beautiful win. Next up we're going to move to is Cavalier versus Cibao, and a disappointing night for Cavalier, I have to say. Cavalier starting lineup consists of Jaden White in goal. Well, Cavalier started off the game in a 4-2-3-1 setup. Jaden White in goal, Jerome McCleary in the right back position. In left back position, we have Lewis Watson, Zorgino, Diarra, and Giovanni Leng is the centre back pairing. Shane Watson and Adrian Reed in the middle of the park. Left hand side, we have Ritters. Right hand side, Christopher Ainsworth. And attacking midfield, Dwayne Allen, who I thought had a really good game. Chad James leading the line. So 2 players here basically new to the setup. That's Lewis Watson and Diarra. They are the one more new to the setup. Most of these players would have already played together. So you would expect that the chemistry should be okay. But not the entire team has been, the entirety of the team hasn't necessarily been playing together for a long time period. So there are still teething issues here to sort out. Now, game kickoff, I think that Cavalier started off fairly well. It was pretty much an even game most of the game. But I thought that Cibao, knowing the fact that they are home, they were way more direct in this game. So the opening 15 minutes were more so in their favor. Cavalier was just sticking around in the game just to keep the game as close and as compact as possible to see how best they can make something from it. De La Cruz found the back of the net for the first goal, and I thought that is actually a really good goal. Go to the right hand side and a wonderful cutback on the top of the box. I do believe that the defensive line was a little bit too deep where that is concerned, and maybe Adrian Reed could have picked up on the De La Cruz a little bit earlier. But I guess that's how it is. And that happened in the 28th minute. Game still moving on. I do believe that Cavalier was trying to get back into the game. They weren't clinical in the final third. Get to the fair amount of chances, just not putting it away. I do believe though that Cibao got a bit more chances in this game, in the entirety of the game, than Cavalier FC. So first half ended 1-0 in favor of Cibao. Started of the second half, I thought that it was more so in favor of Cavalier. Cavalier pinning back Cibao down, getting quite a lot of chances and unable to take it. So maybe that's something that they most definitely going to have to work on. 73rd minute, Carlos Ventura found the back of the net again. I thought a big switch there from the left hand side to the right hand side, and a poor body position from Lewis Watson. Unsure what he was doing there. Thought he just get his right foot and knocked it out one time, but he tries to turn his body, get his left foot on the ball, unfortunately, and the ball beat him there. Ventura launched onto it, and in the back of the net, the ball went close to the goal. I do think a lot of persons were saying that Jaden could have done a little better there, but for me, as a striker, close to goal, in the 18-yard box, hard and low, keeper could be the best keeper in the world. It's going to be very, very difficult for them to do so. Few changes after that for Cavalier. Stein came on, Bernard came on, and Canu Reed came on also, but unfortunately it was just not enough, as in the 80th minute where Cibao decided that he's going to lock shop and tuck this win away and ensure that they finish the game with it. So, and the game ended 2-0 in favor of Cibao. Lot of work for Cavalier to do when they come back. I do believe that Mr. Speed should be or will be upset when he rewatch that performance overall. And I think I would say it's a deserved win for Cibao. Cavalier didn't take their chance when they get their chance, and that's how football is. If you get a chance, take your chance. That's how football is. Anyways, big up on yourself, people. That completes the review of the Concacaf Caribbean Cup competition for Cavalier and Mount Pleasant. Cavalier losing 2-0 to Cibao FC, and Mount Pleasant defeating SV Robin Hood 1-0. Big up on yourself, people. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and tell us what you think in the comment section. Please leave a comment in the comment section. Anyways, people, we're out. God bless. MG Sports, we're out. Boom. God bless, people. Outside.